Yeah, I'm excited about this one. So today's finally the day. I get to set up the new hose for the tarantula. I got this Enclosure Nano. I found somebody on eBay local, pickup only, and I met her about 10 miles down the road. Got this baby for 35 bucks. And if you check the prices on them right now, you can't really beat that. So I got the Nano, and right here, I got a bucket of Eco Earth Jungle Floor Mix. Got some recycled cork bark. This used to be in my girl Scarlett's cage. It was part of her hide. So it sat outside for a while. So I didn't really want to throw it in her cage as is. So yesterday, I put it on the stove for about 2.5 hours in a pot of boiling water to kill any bacteria, mites, bugs, or anything like that that might be living inside of it. So I got 2 pieces of that. Got some of these mini pine cones. And I got an array of fake plants to choose from. Sure, I won't use all the colors in there because it's not that big of an enclosure. But I'm going to pick some from there. Figure out how to get them in there because I think the pots are too big too. First, I'm going to get the Eco Earth in there. It'd really help if I knew what my trowel was, but I don't, so I guess I'll use my mini dust fan as a trowel. Will it fit? Well, yeah, barely. Nice and moist. I pre-soaked it yesterday for about 30-45 minutes in a bucket of water. I need to start me some isopods again. I had about $300 worth going a couple years ago. And the ants got into them and killed every one of them. This looks like a good substrate to put some in. Now this is a small enclosure, so you really can't add much depth to it, but if you really want an enclosure to look good, kind of a natural instinct, put the substrate in there, level it all out. But ground's not always flat. It looks better when it's not, so you can leave some little hills and stuff like that in it. Little valleys. Makes it look better. So I like to have at least one spot, one back corner that's a little bit higher than the front. But the way I'm going to decorate it, I'll probably waste my time because you probably won't be able to see it. Turn this thing around where we can see it. Now I really don't think that my big cork bark's going to fit in there the way I want to do it. But I'll see. So right when this project first started, I had one decoration. I knew I had to fit in the enclosure. Check it out. A little skull hide. Now she is a pink-toed tarantula, so she's arboreal. Doesn't really use a lot of ground hides, but I do see her in that enclosure right there. At least a couple times a night, down at the bottom of it. I figure I'd give her the option. She might use it a time or two. And it'll look cool. And I shopped around and made sure I got one with a hole in the back of the head. That way she'd crawl in and out from there too. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Probably put some more Eco Earth in. Bring that up so that the skull was not buried underneath. I kind of like the way that skull's looking on top of that cork bark. Might have to do that with a flat one right here. Ooh, that's something I didn't think about. Ooh, now that looks cool. Now I really need a tall one going up like that. Okay. Now is that Oh man, it's almost there. I don't want to break too much of that off. It looks cool on that side. I need this enclosure to be a couple inches wider. Alright. We can make it work somehow. Ooh. That looks cool. That'll leave me a whole lot of room for plants, but yeah. I like that. Alright. Break this top off. I don't want to bring it too low. There we go. Alright. See how that works. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That turned out better than I thought. Little pine cone. Oh yeah, I'm about to. Yeah, I had to hot glue our water bowls in too. I about forgot about that. I glue this in. Not gonna take much. Just gonna tack it to the wall so it can't fall over. And it'll stay in that nice looking spot. And I also have these deli cups that I use for my hog nose. And I'm gonna mount some up near the top for her to crawl up to get some water. Can't put one out in the back of the spoon, but that blocks the hole. I just do it like that right there. It's a weak hot glue gun. I had a brand new one, and my possum decided to chew the cord off of it. Literally the only cord that she's ever chewed up. The hot glue gun. It was under the computer desk, and that was her favorite place to hide for a long time. But after she peed there once or twice, I kicked her out. Told her that was my spot. Alright. That'll do it. Now where do I want the water bowl? Let me see. I'll do it right here. Do it in the open spot. That makes the most sense. Now in these water bowls, I'm going to fill it up with sphagnum moss. Some people will tell you to use the sponge in the water bowls. They'll grab the sponge and suck the water in. But I'm new to tarantulas. But in my little bit of research, I read that that was an outdated, bad practice. And then I saw somebody say use sphagnum moss because they'll use it like a sponge. And that seems to make a lot more sense because it is natural. Cool thing about the moss is it's going to help hide the ugly plastic of the bowl. I'll glue the moss in a little bit. Especially in the top bowl, so it can't fall out. I'm also going to glue a little sphagnum to that cork bark, so the spider can crawl up the cork bark and drink off of that sphagnum. Yeah. This small enclosure, it sure doesn't take much. I got $17 worth of flowers over there. I'm going to use about $1.35 worth. Maybe. Bag them up here. Oops. Blew myself. Didn't mean to do that. Get off my finger. Get the hang of it now. This takes a string or two to look more natural. You don't want a blob. You want it to be stringy looking. Alright. Now I just gotta add the plants. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with the purple, the white, maybe this red and orange. Alright, so what it is these are, of course, fake. They're like stuck inside of a piece of foam. So what I'm gonna do, try to get the foam out. Nope. So they're not coming off the foam. I'm going to try to use the foam down in there, but I'll just hot glue them in. The rest of these plants will not go to waste. I use them in my hognose enclosures to add some enrichment to them. I picture one of these coming out the eyeball. Alright. I guess if I was going to destroy one plant, it may as well be the orange one. There we go. Wonder if the skull will come out. Yes, it will. What a nice fit. It's going to be a mess to clean up. That should be awesome then. That's a little bit warm right there. Yeah. That's going to be epic. Let's go ahead and get this one in. Let's see where to put the rest. Alright. So as usual, my camera overheated and I had to put it in the refrigerator. But I completed the enclosure and I really like how it turned out. Alright, I'm going to fill up the water bowls. Just get a little light spray. Just to dampen it. I'll fill this bowl up. Having a water bowl at the top will make it really easy to water while he's in the enclosure. A little bit more right here. I'll do another spray. That moss still looks a little dry on the bark. So the one other thing I had to do to make this safe for a tarantula was I had to modify the top. These come with a screen enclosure, and you can't really use a screen enclosure for a tarantula because their feet will get stuck in it, and that's no good. So what I did was this. I took a lid off of one of my empty bins, cut it to fit, poked some holes in it with my soldering iron, and glued it on. So a lot of people probably would have removed the screen, but this enclosure might be used to get in the future for another animal. In which case, I might want the screen. But I was kind of worried about the plastic being too close to the screen and the tarantula still be able to get its legs through the hole and still stuck in the screen. So what I did was I took some cardboard and I cut a couple strips and run down the side to shim it up about a 1/4 inch. And that way, it's a little less likely for his leg to get all the way through. Not to mention that when I poked the holes in it, I kind of concaved it back a little bit, so it's bowed up. So it's not laid down on top of the screen at all. Now the only thing left to do is to put him in it. Here we go. So like I said, this little guy's got 6 legs instead of 8. And I'm not really sure if that happened before I got him, or if it happened when he jumped off my lap when I was holding him at the show. So chances are, he's still nervous. And I don't want to risk him dropping another leg, so I'm going to try to do this as easy as possible. Alright, buddy. You ready to go into your house? Alright, go in there. Come on, buddy. Come on. There you go. There you go, buddy.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Oh no. Oh no. Alright. This ain't good. I need a cup. Come here, buddy. I don't want you to lose another leg. Oh, shit. This joker crawl all the way up the wall, bro. Alright, I'm trying to figure out how to do this where you're the chillest. There we go. Well, that was fun. I'm glad he didn't lose another leg. Now, I keep saying he, but the truth is, I don't know if it's a male or a female. And I looked it up, the only way to tell is to check out when they molt. So after it molts and it drops its skin, take it out, you soak it in a cup of water for about 20-30 minutes. That way it's flexible, it won't tear. Lay it out on a piece of paper. Don't remember what the sex glands are, but when you check the molt, you can tell male or female. So I'm about to wait on a molt. In which case, that joker's going to have to grow a little bit. It means he's going to have to eat a little bit. So far, I put 2 little small roaches in here. And I believe he ate them. It ran away from him when I first put him in. But I didn't want to rush, him running out like he just did and scaring him. I wanted him to settle down a little bit. So I didn't bother going back in there and taking the roaches out, if he didn't eat them. They were tiny. They weren't like a cricket. It's going to go chewing on him or anything. So it was fine to leave him in. And I don't see him in here, so I really think that he must have ate them. If you're wondering why I'm sweating like a pig, it's because I got my AC off so that you can hear me talk. It's a little bit loud, as you've probably seen in some other videos. Alright, that pretty much about wraps it up. I'm really excited about how this thing turned out, though. And you might be noticing that, the white and the purple and the orange looks like Clips and Tiger colors. Well, one thing I know about Wade, the man that gave me this tarantula, he's a Clipson fan. Now, no, I'm not a Clipson fan. Not by any means. And I didn't decorate this in honor of him, no. I decorated it in Clipson colors to show that this is where tigers go. You see that skull right there? That's what's left of Todd Boyd after 4 years of J.D. Clowney. Yeah, it's hate season, fellas.